So in this video, I'm going to be explaining whole concept of radians. And how do I relate it to degrees? So a lot of people will say that radians is complicated, but it's completely not complicated. I can promise you that. And I'm going to show you what is radians. And then every time you come across a radian question, just imagine this scenario and you will not get confused. Okay, so because there may be other times where you may get confused. Imagine this scenario, imagine in your head. You must be very good at imagining diagrams in math. Imagine this diagram in your head and you will start to do it and you'll be able to do it. Let's cover the idea of radians, okay? First of all, now I'm going to talk about something that's called facts. It's like, there's nothing to memorize. It's just there. It's like the basic of the basic. It's just there, okay? So, first, we have this length. This degree we all know is 180 degrees. Then this is 180 degrees. We can get that, right? So this length here is 180 degrees. Yeah, easy. Yeah. So we know that this is a right angle, and this is also a right angle. Yeah, we know that these are right angles. So we know this 180 degrees. Okay, so there are two ways. We all know from the infamous formula, circumference of a circle is equals to 2 pi r. But what is the reason behind it? Okay, you can use this method to help you understand pi, but it's not gonna help. It's gonna help you, but bear with me. If we understand the concept behind it, it's gonna be way easier. Okay, firstly, I want everybody to ignore these numbers. These are just coordinates. Okay? You can check out my other video to understand these coordinates if you need. Okay, so I have this length. Okay, this length. First, I just want to lay out some ground rules. This length here. This length here is the same as this length. And this point here is the origin, or the center of the circle in this case. It's basically the center. So no matter what to the sides, these lengths are all the same. This is also the same. It goes from this, and this is also the same. This is also the same. All of these are the same length. Can we just bear that in mind? All of these are the same length. Now, I want to just let you know, in a triangle, in a circle, we are gonna kind of like don't look at all these lines. These numbers are just there. They just ignore those numbers. Okay, ignore these numbers. Imagine I have, okay, I'll use a different color. Imagine I have one that goes here. I have one that goes here. Maybe a bit bigger. Okay, maybe like that. And then I have another one that goes maybe like that. Okay, so it's not drawn to scale. It's definitely not accurate. Okay, it's definitely not accurate. Okay, draw like that. So if you have just noticed, or if you have not caught on yet, this is one part. Okay, this is another part. This is the third part. And this last part is another part. Okay, let's just imagine that all of these are, okay, so basically this is one unit. So basically this whole the degree here, angle here is the same. Angle here is the same as the angle here, Okay, so basically only for orange, yellow, and blue. All the angles are the same. The area of those areas are also equally the same. So orange, the area of orange is equal to the area of yellow. It's also equal to the area of blue. Don't talk about pink. So notice how I just have 3 units. Imagine this is 1 unit, 1 unit, and 1 unit. I just have 1 unit plus 1 unit plus 1 unit. Okay, and also, by the way, key point here is that this length here, okay, imagine this is 1u. Here, this is also 1 unit. This is also 1 unit. So now we have total of 1 plus 1 plus 1. We have 3. Okay. Now I have a 0.14159 blah 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 over here. This will be my 0.14159 dot 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 dot. This length. Okay, understand? So basically this length is just 0.14159 dot 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 dot. So and then this is just 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit, and this is 0.14159 dot 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 unit. Can we understand? So basically this is just, so total now we have got how many units? We've got pi units. Understand? Can we understand? Because this is 3 plus 0.141, so we have got pi. We understand this part because these all add up to 3.14159 units. It's as easy as that. And let me tell you another rule that I forgot to mention is that radius, we all know this is the radius. Am I right? This radius are here at this coarctation, this arc, specifically the arc where this is 1 unit, this is 1 unit, and this is 1 unit, this is 0.14159 unit. Unit is just a ratio, it's just that it's like a labeling. Okay, this r here, radius over here, is equal to the radius here. It's the same length, 1 unit. Same for this. The radius here is equal to this, 1 r, 1 radius. Can we understand? So now we know that there's, to form half a semicircle, there is 1 radius, length of 1 radius. So you have this length, one of this length, and then you have another one of this length, and then you have another one of this length. Okay, so you have 3 radiuses already, plus 0.14159 blah 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 radius. So total the number of radiuses that is over on this circle, and it applies for all circles no matter what size, shape, as long as it's a circle where the radius is the same all around the circumference, from the center to the circumference, all the same throughout the circle, it applies. So let me clarify. This is the radius. The radius is equal to the length of this plus this plus this. So there are 3 radiuses plus 0.14159. So the number of radiuses, we're talking about numbers now, number of radiuses around half a circle is 3.14159 blah 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 blah. The number of radius. Okay, I'm gonna write it down. The number of radius in half circumference. Okay, I'll write 180 degrees. Okay, so it's easier. 180 degrees is equals to 3.14159 number of radius. Okay, so imagine this radius is 5 centimeters. Okay, this would essentially, the rule is that here will be 5 centimeters, and this will also become 5 centimeters. This will also become 5 centimeters, and this will be and this length over here will be 5 centimeters times 0.14159. So the total number of radiuses in this half a segment, in a semicircle, is 3.14159 blah 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 number of radiuses. Okay, so can we see how we get this formula, 2 pi r? We want to find the circumference of whole circle. Half a circle, the circumference, the length of half a circle, circumference of half a circle is 3.14159 radius. Basically, we can write 3.14159 blah 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 number of radius. That number of radius can be written as, remember, it's 3.14159 blah blah blah. There's continue. Okay, so that continue is basically can just replace with pi. So there is pi number of radius here. Yeah, there's pi number of radius here. Then there's another pi number of radius. Remember, these are the same thing. You can explain it using the same concept, same thing, okay? So there's another pi number of radius. So total, how many pi's are there? There's 1 pi and there's 2 pi's. So there are 2 pi's radius. So 2 times pi radius, because pi, which is 3.14159, blah 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 number of radius over here, number of radius, so there's 3.14159 number of radius. So now then there will be 6.28 blah 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 number of radius. Should be easy until here. Should be understandable. And so now if you're talking about radius, okay, we want to take a look at how we get, okay, so radius is quite easy to understand. Okay, we're going to take a look. The marking here actually says it is half pi. Why is it half a pi? Remember how we talked about just now, that this whole thing, which is equals to 180 degrees, is also equals to 1 pi, where I had drawn out like, I'm not going to draw it out again, but I'm going to draw it like that. We had this, and this is 1 unit, 1 unit, and 1 unit, and this is 0.14159 units. So we have basically what we call pi here. There's 1 plus 1 plus 1, so there's 3 plus 1.14159 blah 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 blah. Okay, so that's why we call pi here. There's 1 pi and there's 2 pi here, so there are 2 pi's. So this is 1 pi. Yeah, so at this point, okay, no matter you look from this side or you look at it from this side, you have half a pi. Okay, we usually look from this direction, okay, because this is quadrant 1, quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. So you look from it from this direction, okay. So now we know that to find the angle, we are not finding angle now. We know this is 90 degrees, okay, because it's the right angle. You know that to find this angle in terms of pi, okay, in terms of pi, is half pi, because this whole thing is pi, and this whole thing is pi, and this whole thing is pi, and I divide it by 2, directly into 2. Okay, I divide it into this 1, and this is 2, divided into 2, directly into 2, exactly into 2. So can we understand why this is half pi? And also, if you want to find out half pi, the reason behind it is because over here, we know the length of this is pi also. It's also pi. So it's basically just pi r. Length of a circumference is pi r. So this whole length is represented by pi. Yeah. So to find the length of 90 degrees, which is to find the length of this, I'll just take pi divided by 2, which equals to half pi. Why is it divided by 2? Because if I have this whole thing as pi, I'm cutting into 2. This will be half a pi. It's very easy to understand, yeah. So let's take a look at why is it 1/6 pi at 30 degrees. Oh. Anyways, at 30 degrees, okay. Let's take a look how many splits did it go into. It goes into 1 split, 2 split, 3 split, 4 split, 5 splits, 6 splits. 6 different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, 5, and there's 6. So these are all equal parts, by the way. So to find the length of sorry for the glitch. To find the length of this, you know this whole thing is pi. This will be 1/6 pi. Remember, the length of this whole thing is pi r. R refers to the radius. refers to the radius. So there's pi number of radius. So in order to find out this, it will be 1/6 pi times radius. Basically, this is just 1/6 pi of a radius. It's very easy to understand this concept. Okay, so to find out this these coordinates, right? We have to refer to another video that I've made. Basically, if I'm not wrong, what I said in video was that this is cosine angle of interest theta. This is sine theta. If I'm not wrong, so for example, it is 60 degrees. Yep. So that's all. Yeah, that's all for the video. Yeah. Yep.